2 laps left to go of this season then, and it was a great first race today. Yet another Lee victory, his 7th of the season. We've got Chrysler on pole for this one. He made that sublime start, remember, in race 1 earlier. Shot from 3rd or 4th on the grid, I think it was 3rd, straight through into the lead and then ran deep at the first corner. But if he can control it this time, he's got an opportunity to lead in the Jaguar for as long as he can cling on ahead of those super fast Nissans that line up in 2nd and 3rd. With Coops and Andy, we've got Dom in 4th in the fast Mercedes. Lee race. Oh, look at the start though. Another great start from Chrysler. Dom comes through to 2nd place, and that displaces the Nissans. For once, the Nissans are not in the lead positions. Dom's getting swamped a little bit, but hangs on to 2nd place, and it's Coops who is the leading Nissan in 3rd place. Mark has rejoined for this race. He's in 6th place at the moment, and it's Coops putting Dom under pressure as they go through Eau Rouge for the first time. It's not going to happen though, and Chrysler leads, but he runs a little bit wide. He could get track limits for that, and they're all swamping him. The Mercedes and the Nissans coming up so fast now, and it's 4 or more for the lead. Could it be the Mercedes taking the lead into the right-hander? I think he is. Dom's going to do it. Great on the brakes, but he runs deep. That's going to give Coops an opportunity. And I just want to shout at the screen, I want to see somebody not in a Nissan leading this race. But Coops is straight through. Great opportunistic driving, and he's back into the lead. Dom's in 2nd place with Chrysler in 3rd at the moment. So good recovery from Chrysler, not to drop too much. And Graham is putting him under pressure in his Jaguar. Now the 2 Jag boys probably want to work together a little bit here. Oh, one of the Nissans off in the background in a big way. Is that Andy, I think? Going round and round and round. Yes, it is. Lee's in 5th, Mark's in 6th, but it's Lee putting the 2 Jaguars under pressure. The Jaguars fighting, and if they're not careful, they're both going to lose out to that Nissan, as Chrysler does have to see position. But Graham holds on, and he's in 3rd place. But it's going to be bloody hard work to hold on from Lee's Nissan now. And in the background, Chrysler struggling to control the Jaguar. Mark is in 6th, Oz is in 7th, and Dukes is 8th at the moment. But it is Coops and Lee. Graham gets, I don't know if he just lost it a little bit wide or got shunted a little bit wide there. Either way, Lee is through up to 3rd. I don't think there was contact, to be fair to Lee. Dom is in 2nd place though, and he had a really good race in race 1, so I can see a potential podium coming on. But we've got Lee in 3rd place in the Nissan, who's going to close down on him very quickly indeed. I think Coops is a fairly dead cert for this win, but he's only going to get it if he doesn't make mistakes. We've seen a few this season, a few silly mistakes and spins, but to be fair, most of the boys have had a few of those because these cars are not easy. Perhaps silly mistakes is a bit unfair, and I think Andy's out of this one, unfortunately. At the back we've got Chrysler and Dukes fighting over 6th, and it's Lee and Dom now going toe to toe for 2nd position. Lee going for an excellent run through Eau Rouge, but I'm not sure that that's going to work on the Mercedes, because the Mercedes is so quick in a straight line. But he does, he goes for it on the brakes. Is he going to get it turned in? He does get it turned in. That was an excellent piece of driving. I thought Lee was going to overshoot, and he was deep, but he didn't run off the track. So great driving from Lee, and he's up to 2nd. And now it's Graham's turn to try and put Dom under pressure for that podium. Graham hungry for yet another podium in the Jaguar, and I mean, you know, these guys are fighting out for championship positions. Graham is on 82 points, Dom on 70. That was before the previous race, so Graham's obviously stretched it out a smidge. Graham holds on. Dom goes a little bit deep, so Graham is going to come through to 3rd place. But look, one of the Nissans, I think that is Mark, who makes a bit of a silly move. Actually, I think it was probably unintentional, but he came back over, and he needn't have done that, and ended up sideswiping Dom. Poor Dom there. I mean, Mark could have stayed there, but perhaps he lost the car a little bit. But so Dom's getting mugged now. Mark up to 4th, Dom down to 5th. Dukes is 7th and Chrysler 8th. Coops has got a commanding lead of almost 10 seconds at the moment. Goes through the final chicane, out across the start-finish line, over the grid spots, and Lee is quite a way behind, as we say, almost 10 seconds as he comes up over the line now. Graham and Mark fighting over that final podium spot. This is where Graham could come unstuck, and it won't be of his own doing, but by having a Nissan behind him and still 3 laps left to run, it's probably going to take some hefty mistakes from the Nissan boys to not get 1, 2, 3 in this. Such has been the dominance of that car this season. Guys all keeping it clean for now. Coop's still out in the lead, extending the lead somewhat, 10.5 seconds up the road. Mark is 4th, that's what I said, chasing down Graham's Jaguar. But the Jag's having a good run here today, and the other guy's not finding it desperately easy to get past them, compared to other circuits where it has been much more straightforward affair. This is the Team Mercedes, got the bug-eyed silver Mercedes of Dom. Getting a little bit of lag on the screen at the moment. Actually a little bit of fact finding for you for Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, and the original pre-war circuit was from 1921 and was almost 15 kilometres long, and then became known as the old circuit from 1939. It was a much shorter circuit at only 14.1 kilometres. And then when the circuit was modernised, it was shortened considerably. So from 1981 onwards, it was shortened to 6.9 kilometres, and that was with the old bus stop chicane, and then pretty much the same length now, but without the stop chicane, with lots of variations in between, to be fair. Chicane at Eau Rouge. Now, Hoops is still well out in the lead of this one and stretching it slightly, but Graham is hanging on to 3rd place at the moment, but Mark is bearing down, and let's see what Mark can do. That was a great undercut from Mark. He's going to try and go to the outside. I don't know that it's on this time, but it might be. Graham gives him a little bit of a squeeze, but not too much. His fair driving gives good space. You can see on board with Mark here, and you'll see how much undercut this Nissan has. But you have got to bear in mind, he's in the dirty air. It's not straightforward, it's just driving a clean lap. But look at the speed even through there with the dirty air. Oh, he's run straight into the back of Graham though. Well, that was just bizarre. That was absolutely bizarre. That probably needn't have happened, but the boys continue in the same positions they were in, but that was yeah, it needn't have happened, I don't think. Graham was just holding position, but there was such an overspeed, I think it probably caught them both by surprise. Graham continues in 3rd, the net result really being that he's got a lap to hold on and a good chunk of time between him and Mark, so it works out fairly well for Graham, not so good for Mark. Dom's 5th. The Oz is actually out of this race as well, unfortunately, so we've only got the 2 Mercedes guys in the hands of Dom and Dukes, who are 5th and 6th, but they're not having particularly amazing races. It is still Nissan dominated as we expected, but Graham is flying the flag for the non-Nissan cars. He's also picking up track limits penalties, so he's got to be a bit careful because he doesn't want to be picking those up and then potentially losing that final podium spot to Mark. But I think the reason is he's probably trying harder than the rest. because the car is not as easy to get round a lap. So Graham comes, Coops comes round into the final chicane, swings the car right and then left. There's no dramas there. The gap has come down a bit, to be fair. Lee's caught him up a little bit, but it's not going to worry him. Coops wins the penultimate race of the season, brings himself within shot, I think, of collecting second place in the drivers. Lee probably mathematically securing that second place now, I should think. That championship win, sorry. Get it right. But Graham, another fantastic podium. Mark is going to be battling it out with Coops, I think, for second place in the championship after DNFing the first race. Dom is 5th, just ahead of Dukes. The two Mercedes guys coming up, fighting it out across the line. And does Dukes get him? I think Dukes might have got him. We'll have to confirm that on the race result. And Chrysler coming through the chicane for the final time, completing the finishes. Only 7 finishes in this one, unfortunately. Crosses the line, and his race is done. And we'll just confirm between Dukes and Dom, and it was Dukes did just get him on the line by just a couple of hundredths of a second, and Graham picked up 1 second penalty, so he does hold on to 3rd place. Join us shortly for the final race of the season, where we're sure to get some frenetic and fast action, and hopefully back to a fuller grid.